Do you want to know the real reason why your media pitches aren't landing? And it's not your story, it's actually your targeting strategy that's keeping you from being seen. In today's video, I'm breaking down the truth about media targeting. I'm going to explain what it is, why most people get it wrong, and how you can build a strategy that works for you and that is personalized for your needs. So, if you're a founder, a creative entrepreneur, an expert who wants to land more speaking gigs, or you want to get more coverage for your business, stay tuned because this video is going to set you up for success. Okay, the first thing we need to get a definition, get our heads around, is what exactly is media targeting. And when somebody tries to explain media targeting to you, especially somebody who works in marketing or PR, they tend to make it sound really complicated, but it really isn't. It's about finding the right person to tell your story to. That's it in a nutshell. And this person could be somebody like a journalist, a podcast host or researcher, a TV host or researcher, or an editor. And it's about finding the right person. And getting this is about having patience, being very precise in who you target, and also about delivering a part of your personality in your pitch. And when you pair precision with your personality and you deliver the right message to the right person, you are going to have success with this method. So I'm going to break it down for you in very, very simple ways so you can actively go to pitch out knowing that you're pitching the right person to begin with. You can think of this like matchmaking if you want, but the way I look at it is you're finding the right person that you want to build a long term relationship with. And you want to start the relationship off in the best possible way by giving them such things as timely information, being professional in how you deliver your message, understanding their story trends and what's trending in your area, and not fearing rejection. Because you will get lots of no's even from a long term contact. But if you understand that sometimes no is okay and you go to pitch again, the relationship is never going to be damaged. It's just going to be more enhanced because you understand that sometimes not all your story pitches are going to be of interest to them. So let's dive a little bit more into media targeting. So let's talk about the top 3 mistakes that people make when they go to pitch out their story. And these are mistakes I see all the time. These are mistakes I saw a lot of times in my 15 years as a journalist. So the top 3 are you're going too broad, your pitch is too generic, and you're actually diluting your message by sending it to everyone that you think might be interested. You're ignoring the expertise of the journalist. When you actually narrow down your list to people that are really interested in your story, it's more of a conversation than a pitch. But if you're going to pitch some AI story to a fashion writer, now I know this is a really simple example, but it's really an instant delete. And sometimes people do this because they think, well, the more emails I send, the more pitches I send, the more chances I have of somebody somewhere picking up the story. But that's really not how you're going to find a really high level of success. And then there's no personalization in your pitch. Oftentimes I got pitches with the wrong name or the name of a competitor journalist. And I know that the person sending it just hasn't done their homework. And journalists can smell mass emails a mile away because you've got to understand they're getting these all the time. So if you sit down and really craft a message that's tailored to that journalist, you're going to start with the thinking in mind that this is a long term game and this is a long term relationship that I want to have with this journalist who is the right fit for my story. So I want to address a myth about coverage. And people think, especially those that are possibly new to this, that the more emails you send, the better chance you have of success. But this isn't um, a sales type business. This is a story business. So journalists are not waiting for a press release just about anything. They are absolutely drowning in press releases. And what they want is a focused pitch. They want stories that fit their beat, that their audience are going to want to read about, and that fit the editorial calendar. Because at certain times of the year, certain topics are more trending. So let's say Black Friday is coming up. And I would encourage you to really start thinking about Black Friday. Um, if you're not targeting with precision, then you're burning bridges before you've even laid the first brick. So here's how you're going to build a strategy that actually works. You're going to look at the very, very best angle that you've got in your story. You're going to make sure that it's relevant to the story trends that are currently happening right now. Your story fits the beat of the journalist that you're going after. And you will write the email with the thought in mind that I'm building a long-term relationship. That this is not uh, I want you to cover this for me now and then you may never hear from me again. Because if you want to build relationships, you've got to start with having that thought in mind. And if you think about it, you're building relationships, not just sending emails. So if this resonated with you, please like and subscribe and share it with someone who wants to understand what media targeting is and how to get an introduction to this area and just get a better understanding of maybe why their pitches are not landing and what they can do in order to make them land and start to see success. Please subscribe for more PR and marketing tips because there'll be loads more of them coming on this channel.